Howdy again, it's Mr. Pete, your YouTube shop teacher. And you know what? I lied to you. I told you I was never going to another auction. But I did, and I was number 80, and I just wasted $400. And I made the mistake of taking my wife along. She spent $12. What am I going to do with a woman that is such a spendthrift? But anyway, bidding was fierce. There were many Starrett tools there. I only got a small fraction of them. There were men there from all around. I think there hasn't been a good auction in a long time. And it wasn't very warm, but it was in the 30s or almost 40 degrees. But I am freezing, and I'll run the camera across this real quickly here, but I am going to take it down to the basement where I can be comfortable to show off my latest junk. So stick with me, and there'll be some auction footage at the end of the video. You don't have to watch that if you can't stand it. Let's go downstairs. Well, I'll show you this first. Not that I don't have enough micrometers, but I did waste some money and bought some more, as you can see down here. I think there's some more in these boxes too. I don't even know what I bought at this point, but there are 6 of these shoe boxes, some with some pretty neat stuff in them. There were about a dozen of them. I was able to buy 6 of them and some miscellaneous stuff. So now we truly are going in to the warmth of my basement. Studio B, if you will. Well, that's better. I'm in the basement where it's pretty warm. 65 degrees here. Feels a lot better than outside. We're going to get some real warm weather next week, and this is the end of February 2024. So let's start looking at what we have here. Some of the items are worthless because I might buy a whole box just for one item in there. And admittedly, some of this stuff will ultimately find its way to Pete Bay. Now, I just ran a Pete Bay 1 for 2024. Watch for several more of those if you are interested in this type of thing. So, you know, most of these boxes I haven't really had a chance to look at myself. It was very crowded there, very noisy. So the footage I show you near the end will have no narration at all. And some still shots, I think, too. But I think I'll have to kind of clear this bench right now and then just bring one box at a time up. So let's go. I think some of you guys like this more than I do. Oh, this is not meant to be a bragging session or anything of that nature or showing off. I don't do that. I hope it doesn't come off that way. If it does come off that way to you, click off right now. That's an order. Do not get your hopes up for this box. This is strictly junk. I took one piece out already that I intend to use in what is it or how it works or something like that. So this is really junk here. And I just got a laugh out of this. I just now looked at this. It's a hand calculator. Oh, what a piece of junk. 97 cents it says on there. But here's a new update on it. You know, it's like a little easel. I don't know why I'm showing you this. But these things weren't even invented when this device was made. Actually, that might be handy. All right, enough of that, gee. Okay. Here's a Craftsman item, but this looks like something that Sears made when Roebuck wasn't looking. I mean, I like the general idea of it, but look at the cheap magnet here. I know that plastic's going to break because this is probably already 40 years old. This is quality, and here's the on and off. You're going to get a laugh out of this. I don't know which way it goes. Oh, there it is. On and off. Really feels like a piece of junk. And then, you know, there's some magnets here. Well, who cares? I'm not going to tell you what I paid for this stuff other than I spent $410. So this is an interesting box, and I'm so glad I got it. Here's a Starrett micrometer. Seems to zero out. It's got some staining. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a nice tool. But here's one thing I do not like. R.A., who is currently taking a dirt nap, stamped it on both sides. Now, when you stamp with a heavy hammer and so on, you can actually create stresses in here or possibly even change it would be negligible, but don't do that. So it's got the lock. Nice little tool, really. I got enough of them though. There is a little Supreme chuck, complete with a reamer, ready to go to work with a 1/2-inch shank. It would fit beautifully in a Bridgeport spindle. Now I was wanting this badly. Nobody else did because it's a vernier, and I wanted to spend some time in videos. And remember, I love Sharpe now. Big fan, big fan. Even though this one is actually made in Germany. So it's inches and metric, and it's the 50 graduation vernier scale, which makes it much easier to read than the so-called 25. Needs a little oil, but I think it's ready to go to work. But who uses a vernier, really? Raise your hand if you do. Very subject to error if you're careless. All right, here's a General brand. Oh, you got to loosen it. Thread pitch gauge. And a Starrett. Boy, there were a lot of Starrett items in boxes. Take a look at the pictures at the end. But there were, I wanted to buy indicators, and there were quite a few indicators, but some of them did not move. Either they were stuck or broken or just needed a little TLC. Now, you know what that is. I think I've shown those all many, many times. And it is, what's the brand on it? It is a Starrett. All kinds of tap wrenches. You know, I don't have enough tap wrenches, so I now own, what, 5 more? And there's some major brands here, but some of them are just generic. Those will, and all of the chuck wrenches, even though I already have 100 chuck wrenches. Next box. Why do you buy so many micrometers, Mr. Pete? Well, I just love them. I have a crush on them. Well, this is an interesting box, and I'll tell you why. These are mainly, well, there's a Starrett here, but mainly off-brands. Well, what kind of off-brands? Well, there's a Slocum, and I've been talking quite a bit about Slocums lately. These are very old. That's probably 70 or 80 years old. And there is a very nice Starrett, what is it? Oh God, I got to put my glasses on. It's a 2 to 3. But what's the problem, Mr. Pete? You love those. It's stuck. Well, no, it's not stuck. It's just very tight. So there, I'll have to work on that one. But if you've been watching my videos lately, you know I've been talking about. First of all, I was talking about. Oh, I'm losing my train of thought. You can tell that I am cognitively declining, can't you? I've been talking about Sharpe, and then I told you that Sharpe years and years ago, probably even in the 40s or 50s, bought out reed micrometers. All 3 of these are reeds, and I was saying in that recent video, I virtually never see reed micrometers. Well, there's 3 of them. So that's what they look like. That one turns freely. Ratchet. I think they're all good. I haven't tested them, but that's what... Am I moving too slowly here? That's what reed micrometers look like. I know this is upsetting to some of you to see these micrometers just rubbing against each other, but that's what the auction company does, and there's nothing I can do about it. In the end of the video, again, look at some beautiful Kennedy toolboxes. There was a roll-around one. I wanted to buy it so badly, but I wouldn't have been able to load it. It had the big wheels on it, and I have no room for it on my premises. But what do we have here? Well, there's a Starrett. Doesn't look real good. Very old one. Someone painted this with a 4-inch paintbrush, but it turns freely. I have not checked any of them out for zeroing yet. Here is another Starrett, and you know what? This one's been stolen because look at that. There's been all kinds of writing on there, probably owners' names or companies' names, and it is a 3 to 4. I know I'm talking too much, but somebody scribbled that off and repainted it with a 2-inch paintbrush. Did I cover this one or not? There's a nice looking 2-inch Starrett. That's a keeper. There were some Lufkins there I got outbid on. Craftsman scriber. Probably brand new because people lose these within the first 30 seconds. And we got a 6-inch Starrett scale. And on the back, I don't think I've ever seen one that has the decimal equivalents on the back, which I would never use anyway. So we got that. And then we got another Starrett, real narrow one. Neither one of these are satin chrome. But there's no rust on them. They're in very nice shape. Next box, please. If you watch the video with the rack load of Starrett, where there were just a lot of items, of all those items, this is the only box that I won. Everything else went to those guys with deep pockets. But there's a couple of good items in here. Not sure why I bought them. I don't need any of the stuff, but there's a very nice Starrett. No, it's not. It's not nice. Oh, it felt stuck. It is nice. It just was kind of stuck at that point. So I'll take that apart and gently oil it. So I'm glad to get that. And then another Starrett. You love these Starrett boxes. And if you know where I can buy a pair of pajamas that look like this, you know you can wear your pajamas in public. Most people do. Flip-flops and pajamas. Shocking. The lack of civility. Total lack of civility. Still in the package, but it just looks, it's not new. It looks a little tarnished, but what is it? Says you. Because a man there at the auction said, what is that thing? Well, it's a Starrett thread pitch gauge, but you know what I just now noticed? Well, there's the pitches. Is this metric? Let me open it. Oh boy, I'm going to have to put some WD-40. I wish I had some. Oh, I do. So this just needs a little cleaning. Glad to have that. Well, I got a full can of oil, but it's not just any old oil. It's super oil. A knob. Maybe I could use that for packing. 2 half cans. No, that's about full. You know, this stuff is terribly expensive now. It used to be 99 cents. Now it's like $6 for one of these. Kerosene, essentially. And a number 27 catalog. I wonder, I probably already have this. Next! Okay, I forgot to show this. It was in one of the flats, and I paid dearly for this, but it's an Albrecht 1/4 inch maximum keyless drill chuck, number 1 Morse taper shank on it, and it appears to be used but in pristine condition. Tell me in the comments, how much would this be? It's the 0 to 1/4 genuine Albrecht, made in Germany, not some kind of knockoff. Wow. And I have a video recently on these. Maybe I haven't published it yet, I don't remember. Next. Now I paid dearly for this box. I paid as much for this box alone as I did for all of the rest of the boxes, because they were selling these choice to start with, and that really drives the price up. But let's go through this because I only had a chance to see a couple things on the top. Now here is a beautiful Mitutoyo. I've never seen a Mitutoyo protractor, but it's missing the nut. A little bit of tarnish, and it's the type that has the groove in the middle, not off to the side. And there is, I think, yeah, here's the Mitutoyo 12-inch rule. So that'll fit in there, and it'll fit in the center head, which is also Mitutoyo. And there's the square head. On guard. And that's what it looks like when it's put together, but I can't put that on. I hope maybe the knob's in here. But you know, the interesting thing is that some of these were spread out into other boxes, and I was standing there with another man, and he said, you know, that really belongs over there, and he said, can I put, yeah, I said, throw it in there, it ought to be together, but I didn't know I'd win the bid on those Mitutoyo, and boy, there's a bevel gauge that's going right in the garbage. But we've got some rules here, and this one is a Starrett, but it's not a combination square rule, it's just a flat rule. This is a, the corrosion is right where the name is. Who cares? Craftsman. That's no good. And here's another no name. This sure does look like a Starrett, but it's missing, you know what? Well, I just went to my toolbox and pulled this out, and it is a Starrett. It's just missing the knob and the screw. It would be so nice if that was laying down in here, but I'm not counting on it, so I'm going to stop the video for just a minute. What is that? I wonder. Anyway, I'm going to stop the video for a minute so I can sort through this, because there's a lot of feeler gauges in here that really aren't of any significance. Be right back. Well, there's a lot of feeler gauge stock here. That'll end up on Pete Day. All different brands, different thicknesses, but look what we got here. First of all, we got a square, not in good condition at all, but it is a Moore and Wright, one of the premier names in England. We've got, I don't know how many fishtails here, and what are they? Starrett, and this is kind of weird. In my entire life, I never heard of an American caliper company in Rockford, did you? We've got a General, this is just a General, that's a cheapie. We've got a 6-inch Lufkin, broken in half. I should throw that out. But look at this. This little screw and this little washer here, I believe, is out of this. I hope it is, because I just found the rule. So I got all of that, but not the little knurled knob, because that is not it. I probably could make one. There's a Starrett radius gauge, Starrett, no, General. You know, it's hard to film when you got bright lights. Another General. Here's some type of cutoff. No, it's not cutoff, it's not tapered, but it looks like high-speed steel. There's the cutoff. Empire. General. Union. You know, these broken off ones are handy to use with a little holder for short rules, and there's a video coming up on that, and I have no idea what this thing is. It's homemade. There were a lot of homemade items there, and boxes, pallets full of rough cast angle plates and things like that. I should have stuck around, but I got too much stuff. I forgot to ask you, on the last box that I did with all of the rules and little squares and things, what would you have given for that box if you were at the auction? Now, I just recently sold a huge batch of little oil stones, but look at this. However, these all look pretty much the same. They're Nortons. What do we got, 6 or 8 of them? And there's another Norton. I believe that's for dressing grinding wheels. There's another little hone from Kennametal. That would have been a giveaway. Oh, there's more hones yet. Oil stones, whatever you call them. That might be in Arkansas. Oh, jeepers. Bonanza. And what do we call these semi-clear ones? Is that Arkansas? Oh my gosh. There's many more in here than what I suspected. And I want to tell you another thing. I paid a lot of money for that very first box that I showed you, and then I paid that same amount for 5 more that I am going through right now. We're still working on oil stones here. Some people say I'm working too slow, some say I'm working too fast. I'm not showing you enough, so it's just hard for me to decide. Boy, there's another one. And maybe some more, but I had, again, this stuff was piled. It was very hard to look at. This is indeed a Starrett automatic center punch. Haven't tried it yet. Did you hear that? It works fine. This might be, yeah, this is homemade. It's a tap follower. This David Kendall was quite a machinist. You should have seen some of the other projects that he had there. Now that's weird. That's going right in the garbage. Somebody's ground a 3-corner file into a deburring tool. I don't know if we'll find the point for that. Oh, here's an edge finder. What kind? Oh no, it's ruined. It's ruined. It's rough. It feels like a file right there, so rough. Let me dump this out and sort it a little bit so I save you the effort. Okay, here's what we had in the bottom of that box. These are all pin punches or punches of some kind. Scribers, what, 5 of them? And they all have the point except for this one. The points are just put in there in reverse here so you don't poke yourself, you put them in the pocket. A couple chisels. There's another nice, that's a Starrett scriber right there. A riffler file, another scriber. Now here's another one of those tap followers. It's not the one that I showed you a minute ago, which is quite a bit larger. Where did it go? Oh, right here. So we had 2 of those and some center punches. What are these? There's a whole bunch of them. They almost look like they're part of a telescoping gauge set or something of that nature. I do not know. And then I just showed you this ruined one. Well, here's another ruined one. There's a tube, but it's also rusty in the same spot, along with the end piece and this, but no spring, and the other end is missing. Probably should throw it away. Anything good in that box, did you think? I would not have bought this box if it wasn't included with the other. I already have thousands of hex keys. Now I have another 1,000. But is there anything in here that's significant? There were a lot of craftsman tools there. These are always nice. I just got so darn many of them. Some of these are going to end up on Pete Bay if you can take it. Big hex keys. Whole set of craftsmen. Oh, good. Maybe a Bondus? No, it's a Hunter. Never heard of it. Sears sockets. Oh my gosh. How would you like to get a pair of these in your set of these in your Christmas stocking? Remember, this is Sears. This is not Craftsman. This is their cheap line, deserving to be thrown away. And there's some brand new stuff. What would you give for this box? Would you give $5? Would you give 20? Put it in the comments. Here's another box that I never would have bought unless it was included. And I'm not sure what's in here, but it's all, oh boy, taps, dies, a few stones. That looks like a homemade tap wrench. Some of these nice little dies. How many? I don't know. A whole bunch of them. Rotary. Oh, I don't know what that is. There are some reamers. Oh, there's quite a few reamers. Let me sort them out. I'll be right back. Alright, there's a lot of cutting tools here. So these are all reamers. Dies, well, you know what they are. Here's even a counter bore. Lots of taps, but a couple of easy outs. And a bunch of broken ones I already threw away, sorting through them. Here's a mystery, a total total mystery to me. See if you can help me with it. Virtually every reamer has been ground. Can you see it right there? I don't know why someone would have done that, to take a name off, or were they dull and they're marking them dull by grinding them. But if you ever run across a dull reamer or tap, throw it away immediately. Don't save it. Do not save it. Because, you know, look at these. What is the reason for that? But they've done the same thing here to some of these taps. Not all of them. We do not know who made this or what size it is, although it's easy enough to figure out. But I don't understand why somebody would have done that to dozens of taps and reamers. Maybe this is all junk. I don't know yet. All right, here's the second to the last box. Let me dump it out. You know, I always like calipers. I don't know why. But I'm sure they're junk. I believe what happens at an auction, they clean out the toolboxes and put them into boxes like this. But there's a nice, I hope it's a Starrett. Yeah, that's like pristine. Tool post wrench. Hermaphrodite. Oh, I can't say that anymore. That's not woke enough. This is a half and half. Starrett. Another pretty Starrett with the round. This, I believe, is probably a general. Yeah, it's a general. Probably new. Couple more Starretts. Inside mics. Inside calipers. Another inside. What brand? Starrett. Oh, this is the Fay pattern. Love it. Starrett. I already got one of those. Can't find the make. There's a magnet. Two of them, actually. Draftsman pencil. Two of them. There's lead in here for these pencils. Not those pencils. These pencils. Those are deburring tools. Another half and half, hermaphrodite. What brand? Oh, it's a Lufkin. Well, that's it. What's that box worth with the calipers? Call it the caliper box. What would you have paid for that? I want to involve you. Are you involved? The great John Huston used to say that in movies. Okay, this is the very last box, and I already pulled these out. And this box weighs probably 20 or 25 pounds, and I already pulled out all of these drifts. There's some that are perfect, some have been modified, and a few are homemade. But anyway, that aside, let me move that. I do not intend to tell you what's in here at this time, and it's not meant to be a guessing game or a teaser. It's just something I don't want you to see, and that's that. Well, that took about an hour to do. I don't know how long the video is, but it won't be that long, but I hope you enjoyed it. And stand by now for some of that auction video. It's not good. The shadows were so harsh early morning that the pictures do not turn out very good, and things reflect and all of that. But just give you a little idea of what was going on. They sold massive quantities of wrenches and mechanics tools and screwdrivers, a lot of it new old stock, a lot of it used. And all right, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and you like to see me go to auctions. And people ask all the time. Even people ask today. I was running into a few people I know or have seen my videos, and they said, well, how'd you find out about this auction? Well, I'm thinking, well, how'd you find out? Newspaper. But there were a lot of people there. It wasn't like an obscure auction at all. I got there early enough to where I thought, oh, there's not many people here. I'm only number 80, but boy, by the time the auction started, the place was packed. You'll see the crowd. And they're all men in work clothes or camouflage, and they love tools, and boy, they drive that price up. And they don't seem to know that the country's in debt, and I don't know where they're getting their money because so many people are out of work, but they had plenty of money. All right, now to that footage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in one of my 1,500 or more videos. Mr. Pete signing out.
Locked up.
Is that the one that yeah, it sounds like it. I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, probably did, yeah.
It didn't have much putt on it. It was pretty steady putt coming out of it.
Oh, yeah. That's about 250, 275 horsepower.
What are these things? Indicator holder. Why is there so many of them? Did you see Gary here?
Yeah. Did you see David Kendall? Last year she walked through like I do.
A little grinding, that polish right up. I wouldn't be surprised if 90% of this is homemade.
Yeah, it's mainly homemade stuff.
Whoever did it did a nice job, though.
Very nice.
No, they didn't finish this one.
He tried to equip us the best that he could.
That might be the same jigsaw that I got from your dad. Yeah, the Sears, yeah.
Oh, you could have used this yesterday. What's that?
I don't know.
Oh no, it looks like it's working.
Here we go, what do you say? Brick, pay attention. Here we go, what do you say? Give me a 5, 5, and 10. 10 up and 10 and 20, 20 to 5, 5 to 30, 30 to 5, 40 to 5, 45 up and 10, 45 up and 10, 45 up and 10, 45 up and 50 now, 5, 5, 55 now, 60 now, 5, 5, 65 now, 70, 65 up and 10.
lot of the measuring tools, but they won't go cheap either.
Quarter inch drive ratchet, D12 with everything. He's got it. He's got a nice little box. Quarter inch, he says. Here we go, boys. On his hand, we stand for it. Better be to go. Better be to go. Now 30, now 30, 25, 30, 25, 30, 25, 30. Over 25, your way, kid. Number 61, you're at 61. I don't know where we were at. Gage? Where'd you find the hardware store at, Gage? You picked a bad spot, huh? Fine hardware store. Here we go. We got 2.5 and 5, 2.5 and 5 and 7.5. I'd have been in the same 5, 7.5. I'd have been in the same 5, 7.5. I'd have been in the 7.5, 5, 7.5. Sold her $5 your way. 157, 157. Right behind you, Gage. Kai. Metric set of snap-on. Snap-on time. Here we go. What do you say, guys? Give me 25 for the snap-on. 25 to 30. 25 to 30, 30 now, 5, 35 now, 40 now, 5 now, 50 now, 5 now, 60, 55, 60 now, 5, 65, 65, 65, 65 now, 70 now, 5, 70 now for 5, 75, 75 now for 5, 75 now, 80, 75, 80. You got breaks today, 75 and 80, 75 now, 80, half price truck sale, 80 now, 5, now for 5, 85, now for 5, you want back in? 85, tell Grandpa to pay for it, 85, 85, 85.
How you doing, Lyle?
Is it John?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen you in ages.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Long time. How you been?
Good.
You're retired. Aren't you retired?
No, I retired and then I went back to work.